Cheers and enjoy the show.
Hola.
What's happening?
Hola, mis amigos.
I was thinking outside just a minute ago.
Anytime you think, we're always in danger.
I was like, dogs, go potty so mom and dad can have a moment of zen, which is now.
Oh, this is the Zen moment?
What's up, Reed? This is our moment of zen.
I don't think you quite know what Zen means then.
Well, I mean,
quiet place.
it's our quiet place.
No, this isn't our quiet place. Zen is a quiet place.
Oh, I still was thinking this would be our quiet place. It's all good, though. How you guys doing?
Hallelujah.
Welcome to The Bar is Open. That's tired.
I'm tired.
Why are you so tired?
Work like a dog.
I got my Twilight shirt on tonight.
Oh, look at that. Got that for you for your birthday.
How many dudes wear a Twilight shirt?
I think it's hilarious that I bought it for you as a gag gift and you totally wear it.
I was like, I've only worn it once.
Twice.
Well, I wore it out once.
Yeah, out once, but you worn it twice on the show.
Once. Cheers, you guys. Cheers, honey. Cheers, Reed, being first on.
You didn't cry the last time it was on last week, which is a first. I
don't
think you heard the song. I don't think the song's
played.
played.
It's the song that's on every goddamn, we call it, meme video out there.
For Twilight or for what?
Twilight. Yep.
Oh.
First things first, go check us out on The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg out on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the places where you can find us. Like and subscribe to the channel. Put us out on Rumble. Evidently, it takes weeks to upload all of the shows. Yep. So we'll be out on Rumble pretty soon.
That's kind of cool. I need to go check out Rumble. I've never checked it out.
Kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Reed, cheers.
Yeah.
It's an app, right?
It's an app. It's very similar to YouTube.
Okay.
You know, and there's a couple. I can't remember right off the top of my head. Anyway, there's a couple of other ones that people put that it's kind of similar, but I think the YouTube algorithms, like the search and stuff, is supposed to be like just top notch. It's been around for years.
Rumble?
Years. No, YouTube.
Oh,
where we primarily stream to.
Right.
Okay. So
I'm
you
confused.
you found us on Pornhub. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. That's been a recent addition.
That's just a debut.
Yeah. Well, I mean, within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's all good, though. So you can go find us there. So let's jump into the show. We don't really have anything at the top. Nothing
earth-shattering going on.
Earth-shattering aside. We'll get to the emergency alert system here in a little bit.
I went out on Saturday with my girlfriends.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was fun. I didn't come home quite as...
How is girl time now?
What do you mean?
Like... We've talked about this.
Right.
And you're more of a hang out with dudes kind of girl.
But these girls are like dudes. So they're a lot like me. So it's not talking about style or, so it was fun. Got caught up. A lot of relationship changes for our friends in Phoenix. So it was a good time. Drank quite a bit of wine.
Yeah.
Got another wine membership because I need that. Like I need a hole in the head.
Well, I mean, you're in that age group where you're susceptible to all of the wine groups.
Oh no!
All
you have to say is, "I'll ship you 3 bottles," and I'm like, "Yes, please."
You mean I don't have to go to I don't have to send my husband to the grocery store to get wine?
We don't have to.
How much are those ones? Like per bottle?
I don't know.
How much is it a month?
Well, it's a quarter.
How much is it a quarter? Which I can do math pretty quick.
I don't know. I have no idea. Hashtag don't know, didn't count.
Like $100?
No more than that. Not as expensive as my Heath one.
That was
because
like
the Heath one is like 30 something, but it's only twice a year. That's higher end wine. This one I think is probably going to be like 130, 140
a month.
No, a quarter.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Jeez, Louise, they're like $75 a bottle. So you get 3 bottles a quarter. It's like $75 a month if you must break it down by monthly.
Well, I'm just trying.
You had the hard. I've already explained this to you on Saturday though. On Saturday,
you didn't share that out. $75 a month. So that's there's
bottle
3 bottles.
3 bottles. $75 a month for a bottle. So $75, $75, $75. You throw that all together.
That's not $120.
I don't know what it is. Hashtag math. 75, 150, 225. 225
So
every 3 months.
We're saving money. Either way,
and
we're
then
saving
I
money.
asked this question. I mean, if we did a comparison of how much you spent on beer, I probably come way
I'm
under.
not disagreeing.
So don't judge me.
Well, no.
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Hashtag truth.
This is my house.
I'm going to throw a stone at you. No, I don't think it's a lot.
See, herein lies the problem.
What?
Beth has a curmudgeon kind of like lifestyle.
What does that mean? What's curmudgeon mean?
Or no, maybe a Scrooge McDuck kind of lifestyle. Where she hoards all of it.
No, I
And
don't.
she cannot spend it or use it.
Are you talking about what?
Like you'll get these 75, you'll be like, that's too much to drink.
Oh, not
on like a
nonsense. It's the
Wednesday.
Heath ones that I
Or a
feel like
Thursday. Those were not much different.
No, those are like $130 bottle.
No.
Yes.
Even if it was $300,
I would never buy a $300 bottle of wine ever because I would never drink it.
What I'm getting at. I'm just saying.
So,
Beth, she's like, turn your water off while you're brushing your teeth. I'm like,
well,
that doesn't matter.
it does matter.
That makes no difference.
It does. It's good for the aquifer too.
No, it's not.
PSA tells you to turn off the water.
Yeah, no.
You're also the guy that lets the
difference.
water run for like 10 minutes before you get in the shower. It
Goddamn
drives
right I
me
do. I pay for it.
insane. It drives me insane. I'm like, could you? It's not like we live in the north where you have to run the water for 5 minutes just for it to get warm. We live in the south. We actually only take cold showers this time of year.
It's going to be cold this weekend.
It is.
It's going to be down in the 70s. We're going to get that
like low, mid 50s,
New England weather practically.
50s at nighttime, I think.
Yep. It's going to be nice.
I don't even
Finally.
like, do you wear sweat? I don't even remember whether, do you wear sweater?
Bust out your Uggs.
No, it's a little
We got to go
warm.
to, what do you call it? The fuck is it? Like
REI?
first Saturday or whatever.
Oh, farmer's market.
Farmer's market day.
Lotus Days.
Yeah.
It's not really a farmer's market.
We wear,
Lotus Days.
all the ladies are going to be wearing their Uggs.
Uggs and leggings.
Uggs and leggings.
I guarantee it. And sweaters. Well, it's still going to be like
CD, what's up?
75.
Yep.
So probably not quite cool enough for sweaters.
People are going to do it. Because it's currently like, what, 93 outside right now? We're going to drop 20 degrees.
85 right now.
Okay.
I think we're over the 90s. I think we had our last one this weekend because I was looking at the 10-day and it's
all I'm looking
80s,
forward
80s,
to
80s,
is all
80s,
the
80s.
shit freezing up again and Ross complaining about his third house getting exploded and getting a phone call from him being like, why isn't your people fucking blah, 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 blah.
Because now they think you're lying because it's the third time it's happened.
And
dude.
then having somebody else take a shit in his house.
Oh my Lord, I forgot about that.
Without.
Yeah, it's supposed to
running
get cold in, like, I read the Farmer's Almanac,
Gotta
January, and they have not been wrong the last two winters.
I don't know.
It won't be, remember the last two winters, they said cold in February. This year, they're saying mid to late January is when it's going to get really cold.
Cold snap.
Cold snap.
Tell me a little bit. Let's jump into some stories here.
Sure.
The Golden Bachelor. I guarantee the Hollywood is out of shit to write about. If you're going to like elderly people, and I assume these are elders. These aren't people
They are.
in our.
He's
Okay, two things.
what happened to it?
Two things.
Yeah.
Number one,
We keep talking while I look.
have you ever seen or heard the stories about like Florida, where they all move down there and they go live in like a fucking retirement center where it's like the 65 plus or whatever it is.
Right.
And they all end up contracting like all sorts of
I don't
fucking.
think that happens as much anymore because it finally got like publicized. Like, hello,
I think it happens all the
safe sex, old
time.
people.
I think they're all just hooking up, banging away, right? Getting their naughty on.
I
in
mean,
them
here's what I
as
think.
my grandfather used to call it. Why
In
don't
the
you guys go to the
jacuzzi?
jacuzzi? This is years ago, and he was not Italian. He was just drunk. So
His name is Jerry Turner.
who's this?
This is the Golden Bachelor.
Oh, he is the Golden Bachelor.
He is the Golden
So
Bachelor.
does he have 23-year-olds showing up on
He
this?
does
or
not.
it's only
No, it's more age appropriate. I think like, so he's 72, and I'm trying to find the other article that broke it down a little bit more for
Sorry,
me.
Andrea.
What?
I am the elderly. No, Beth's the elderly one in the room. She said, I lost it. She said, watch it with that elderly talk, feeling attacked. What's up, DJ? We're just getting into it.
So he is 72. So here's the thing that was really, he was married to his high school sweetheart for 43 years or
See?
40.
And it's been
40. No, he's
6 months,
72.
and now he's on
No,
a
it's been
t-shirt.
3 years.
Oh.
It's been 3 years since she passed away. She died of cancer, which is really sad.
I
That's really sad. So
What's the mourning period for something like that?
I think it depends on the person.
Is it
Some people are sad
Does she have like a
infinitely, and some people are
20-year
sad
cancer
or
kind of
like
thing?
2 weeks. I have no idea.
No, well, it doesn't have to be her. I'm just using her as an example. Like she dies, takes 2 months. I don't know. Maybe she gets hit by a bus. Doesn't have to be cancer. Cancer is very sad.
Cancer is sad. Cancer sucks.
She gets hit by a bus and you're like, I got these 3 kids to raise.
He does have daughters.
Fucking nailed it.
Let's see. Because I was laughing. So I read a couple different articles, right? So he's 72, and I want to say like anywhere from 60 to 75 is the age of the women. At first,
he's willing to get a cougar.
At first,
Cougar at 75. You're like, what the fuck?
At first, like
Well,
people
what's
were
that?
super excited, like, oh, this is such a great opportunity for The Bachelor to like really highlight a group of people who don't get a lot of exposure, even though there are a lot of single people that age because they lose spouses,
They're
right?
just going to swingers clubs.
That's what I'm gonna do. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck it.
So
Greg's down before I am. I'm out.
They were super excited, but basically what they're doing is it's the exact same format
Okay.
as like the regular Bachelor.
Right.
So there's still like I watched like just because I was like, okay, I have to turn this on. I watched like the last 10 minutes and like
It was cringe.
some of these women are so skinny. I was like, yo, Skeletor, go eat a hamburger. But they're crazy. The thing is they're crazy fit too.
What's that new drug that everybody's on? Eccentric or eccentric or whatever?
Is that the one, the injection to lose weight? Or
Yeah. It's for like diabetes or whatever. They're all on that shit.
yeah. No.
I got a follow-up story for something on that too.
So then, of course, people started coming out of the way. Like there was one sociology professor that I read her article that she was like, "It's so disappointing. ABC really dropped the ball. All they did was make this a makeout session for older people now, and blah blah blah."
That's
blah, blah.
kind of what I'm thinking, right? I don't
is.
mind it. I'm just thinking like Hollywood's out of shit to talk about, right?
So he did. They asked him a particular question, which I thought was funny because it's true. Like he's got some grown daughters, right? Let me see if it tells me their
But
age.
if they're like older,
they're older, and then
daughter's got to be in their 30s, 40s.
Well, he has grandkids that are like teenagers, so they're 30, 40s. And he met 23 women he met on the first night. And I just saw clips of all sorts of different personalities. Like one girl asked him to meditate with him for just a few minutes, or breathe and meditate for a few minutes.
That's when
another one showed up
next door.
Another one showed up. Like I guess she used to be a cheerleader, so she showed up in like a jogging suit and pom poms. The first lady was really classy. She got out.
Can't people just get out and be like?
She kicked it off with she was like, "Here, I brought this for us to kick off this party," and they opened it. It was super sweet, like glittery. I was like, "You're classy, lady. I like you."
Just fun. Who brought the Coors Light?
I don't know,
because that's probably what that motherfucker's into. He's like Miller Lite, chilling on my porch up in like the Ozarks or something like that, right? That's more than likely how this dude is.
Right.
But is he rich? Is he like one of those millionaire dudes? Or is he just an average dude that's old?
No, I think he's just average.
Okay. So he's just got like
they haven't said a whole lot
retired
about
401k.
Yeah, they haven't said a whole lot about his financial.
Right.
I would imagine maybe he's got a little bit of money, but
enough to take care of himself.
Yeah,
but he also got that life insurance. Got that life insurance.
There's some people that are on here, like one lady named Ellen. She's on it as a way to honor her friend of 60 years who's battling cancer and passed away recently. So
she doesn't want that bullshit.
No, she's doing it so that she can live her fullest life for her, non-memory of her friend.
He doesn't want. He's like, I already went. I don't need a friend to go.
So I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, oh, this is weird. Not that I don't think the regular Bachelor is weird. I've never seen more than like probably 15 or 20 minutes of the regular Bachelor, just because.
Oh, I've seen them. I mean,
just because I'm like, this is so fake.
That's the one where you give roses away, right?
Yes.
Did he give any roses?
He did give roses away. And it was funny because they were playing like the monologue. They were talking to girls before, and they're like, I'm just not, or women, I should say.
Like grandmas.
I'm just not ready to go home yet. I mean, I'll be so disappointed. I was like, come on, you've lived
thirsty much.
You've lived with disappointment. Like
you've got 4 ex-husbands, Elizabeth Taylor.
There's one girl. So it says perhaps the most memorable entrance of the night went to Leslie, who previously dated Prince. Like anybody after that has got to be boring, as she ripped off an old lady costume to reveal a short black dress. So they definitely have all sorts of personalities. But he was saying, you know, I kind of tried to prepare my girls and my granddaughters
Did
because
they know?
but there's going to be kissing. And he goes, and the first kiss, you could feel it was like the, oh, dad moment. He goes, what? I'm just doing normal stuff. So they still kind of turn away when he kisses girls, but they're not so grossed out now. I mean, nobody wants to see their parents. I didn't want to see my parents make out, much less my dad make out.
Or my grandparents. Like those kids, those grandkids are in school somewhere, right? And they've got to be like, your granddad's on this fucking show, right?
So I think I should challenge us to watch an episode or two.
Oh, no. I'll watch it. Let's do it. Let's get in there. We'll all talk about what's his name. What was
his name is Jerry. Let's see.
Fucking course, it's Jerry.
Jerry. Let's see. They have a whole bunch. Like, here's a picture of the Golden Bachelor contestants. Jerry Curl? No. Here's a.
No?
I mean, they're not.
Tell me when.
Okay, go.
Maybe. Nope. Nope. God damn it.
I thought I asked you if you.
I had fixed it all.
I asked you if you upload like a refresh.
I didn't change anything. Anyway, I'll fix it real quick.
So, I mean, they're an attractive group of women. Are there definitely some prettier than others? Yes.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
He's got. It's a white blonde brunette.
A white
African American
brunette.
Indian. All sorts. It runs the gamut of women. So I just don't know if I'll be able to watch them make out though.
No.
I don't really like watching people like each other on TV, period, no matter your age. You know, it's just not my thing.
It ain't my jam.
No.
Trying to figure out where to restore this. It's been a while. Because I didn't have to do this earlier either. But I was like, you know.
Well. Anyways. So we'll see. And then I wonder if they're going to take one of these ladies. Like, they always take like the runner-up.
Yeah.
The male or female. And then they give them their own show the next season.
Well, we got to keep them all alive, number one. Right? So that is like first and foremost on many of these types of shows.
I don't think they're quite that old.
They're not in their 30s. It's not like Boston Rob, where you can have like 7 shows. He was like one of the first Bachelor guys.
Okay.
Right? Where I think he's still married to the woman.
That's not the fireman fighter one, is it?
No.
They're still
just
married
the dude.
too.
I think that's his name. I don't fucking remember. It's millionaires.
So, but it was really funny because then they start comparing it to, I've never watched Bachelors in Paradise. I guess it's just like hooking up left and right.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely that.
But well, the other thing I was laughing is that the advertisements for like on the story, finally a great lipstick for more mature women. Okay, you're trying to say you're
What's
advertising to older ladies.
Is that like bronze?
No, just I guess colors that are more forgiving with your age. I don't know. I don't know what that means. You can't figure it out, huh?
No, you're good.
I have great pictures, but alas.
We're good.
So, but that's it. So yeah, we'll have to watch it. We'll have to see. I may have to watch like the last 10 minutes of every show if we don't watch the whole show, so I can see who moves on. You know, and then watch the clips of them at the beginning and be like, oh, that's the crazy one that did this, or that's the crazy one. But they are going to do like the trips and stuff, like all the adventures that they do on the normal Bachelors.
Nope.
That alone probably makes it fun just to be on it. Even if you're not selected, you get to go and travel and.
Yeah, you get to go on a boat and like kiss and make out with your 80-year-old friend.
They're not 80.
78-year-old friend.
I mean, and he's pretty good looking for a 72-year-old.
Is he?
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm trying over here.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Leave it alone.
No, we're good. We'll figure it out.
So I'm going to move on.
Move on to your next story.
I'm just going to talk about the emergency alert system. Did you guys get that?
I've got a whole story here if you want to read it.
Nope.
You got one?
You just read you read it. Leave stuff alone. It's just not going to work.
Conspiracy theories about, okay, so everybody got the emergency alert system.
Where were you when you got yours?
I was at work.
I was in a meeting.
Right.
And it scared the bejesus out of me and everybody else in the meeting. We all literally stopped talking and looked down.
We got
Chucky?
this. Marked safe from emergency alert system induced 5G COVID zombie apocalypses. There are
What?
all sorts of
Read that
conspiracies. It's up there. says emergency alert marked safe from. You've seen those things pop up on like social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Marked safe from emergency alert system induced 5G COVID zombie apocalypse today. Because there are all sorts of conspiracy theories about
That what?
this shit.
That you listened to the thing and it made something in your head snap?
Because of the mRNA vaccine was the into your body, right? Well, that's one thing. Brian, talked to him earlier or texted with him. He's like, I am convinced that there's some other bullshit going on with this. Like
Right.
just to freak people out. Remember the whole Hawaii thing where they had like the incoming fucking missiles where they fucked up like 2 years ago?
Vaguely.
And they hit the button. They were like incoming ordnance from like fucking
I don't
China
remember
or
that.
some shit like that, right? Yeah. And everybody was like, what
Panic.
the fuck do we do? Yeah, it was bad, right?
I think that person got fired.
Probably not. A planned national test of the wireless emergency systems alert system, which has been around. And you mentioned this a few months ago, something like that. A few weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, months ago.
Yeah. Was scheduled for today. It went off 2 minutes early. It was supposed to go off at 2:20 Central. Went off at 2:18,
Why does
something
that
like
matter?
that. Because people were ready for it at 2:20.
Anybody who is living their life around that doesn't have a life.
Dude, so many people were living their lives around this thing.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane. All right, close that. Close you.
I do have to, while you close those out, I love that Wim said, when a cougar gets old enough to need a hearing aid, they become a deaf leopard.
Oh, that's fucking dope, dude. But that's the test that was causing some conspiracy theories, and here's what we know. Alert test. Cell phones, along with TVs and radios across Ohio, will sound an alarm at 2:20 p.m. today.
Ohio.
Claim an emergency broadcast system test on October 1st will send a signal to cell phones nationwide in order to activate nanoparticles such as graphene oxide that have been introduced into people's bodies. That was one.
The alert did what?
It was going to activate nanoparticles.
Okay.
Those little spiders that crawl around you, right? Like little nano.
They use them in movies all the time to change people's faces.
Right.
Mostly
So that's
G.I. Joe movies.
Theoretically false. I have not seen that it's false. I've not seen that it's true.
Okay.
Right. Well, that was like, where the fuck did the rest of them go?
Jacob said, I thought it was weird that the emergency alert flashed in Spanish first, then English. I didn't
Did you
see that
see it
part.
on TV? I was at work.
I just saw my phone.
Worst
and it was
part
English.
is I had my earbuds in.
Oh, it was so loud.
So loud, right? So it says APS's assessment false. Wednesday's test of that was like the big one, that it was going to interact with the mRNA vaccine that people have taken, and there was the 5G waves that were going to come from it, and it was going to have multiple tones, beep 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 kind of thing.
It didn't. It
And
only
was
had
gonna
one
fuck
long one.
with people, right?
It did have the regular.
Put your headphones in and it explodes your eardrums.
No, it exploded my eardrums when my phone was like sitting right next to me.
I was at the office and literally,
I was literally in a meeting and
60 people around me.
every single person in that meeting jumped.
It was louder
because it scared everybody.
It was louder than like a
Amber Alert.
By
Totally.
a long shot. It was max volume.
When would they use something like this? Like a tsunami,
Incoming
a tornado?
ordinance. Well, that's the conspiracy. Why would they use it? Reed said he slept right through it. Why would they use it? I don't know the answer to that, right? Why would you need something that's so?
Well, I guess it's a broad notification.
But we've already got, even like we were in Colorado, we were going through the wildfire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We got a reverse phone call from the sheriff's department, right? Saying evacuate now. Right. Dog here.
We also got it from an insurance company.
Right. We got one from the insurance company, but that was because we were employees there. That was like part of the Unified Command Center stuff. But there's different things. But this one was loud as fuck.
They are loud when they're on the TV, though. You just can control the volume when it's on your TV. I think this wasn't volume controlled because I don't even have my volume on, so it just came out.
Let's go full tinfoil hat.
I don't know how Reed slept through it, if he really was asleep, because it was. You would sleep through it totally.
I would sleep through that.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't. I'd save us.
Alien invasion.
Do you think they're going to do that?
China and Russia. No, not Russia.
I don't think alien invasion qualifies for that because they don't want people panicking.
No, I think they're going to get everybody to panic.
Nuclear missile, yes.
Yeah.
Tsunami, yes.
It's only got to go off for certain areas.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I think.
What about
because I
the
think they
super
can.
volcano under Yellowstone?
Oh, like on
Woody
2012?
Harrelson. Yes. Like Woody Harrelson's voice just be
I don't
like.
think you're going to be able to know. You
If
might
they had
know.
put Woody Harrelson's voice on
you
it,
might
it would've been so
you
much
might
better.
know ahead of days that something is happening, but I don't know that you would know when it's going to happen. So you couldn't. It's not really something you can give an alert on because you're screwed the
No,
minute
you
it
still have
happens.
to hit the button.
But what I'm saying is you would know when that's happening.
Well,
You could say it's going to happen in the next 10 days, but you don't know when.
no, you let it explodes.
Oh.
Then you hit it. That way, people that are on the outside, like where most people are fucked. We're like right on the cusp. I've
Yeah.
looked this up, like where the fallout of Yellowstone would actually happen. And
Yeah.
we're right there, man. We
Like,
gotta head
where's the
down.
cutoff?
Like we still gotta go to Mexico, right?
Okay. Just like in 2012.
Yeah, it's an earth killer.
It's a
It's
U.S. killer.
No, because it's gonna blow so much shit
Well,
into
then it won't
the-
even make sense to go to Mexico.
Well, I want to at least go to get on a boat. We can get some tubes and go to fucking Cuba. They go this way, we can go that way.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. So that was the big one. Evidently, I pulled a shitty article from the Columbus Dispatch. They didn't really have anything else.
Nuke and DJ said, emergency alert, nuke inbound. You have 11:27 minutes.
11 to 27
Oh, 11
minutes
to 27 minutes to kiss your ass goodbye.
Exactly. I love it. You know, I mean, and that's just part of life.
I always laugh because, like, when we lived in Phoenix, I think we probably would do it here. We are like, okay, if an emergency happens and one of us is away from home or both of us is away at home, where do we meet? I don't know that we ever ended up on any place.
No, we always said back at house.
And
There was
then-
only a couple places.
Then where would you even go?
No, we always made that decision, or we made that you got to stay at home.
Yeah, well, even
I
here,
mean,
I
assuming like
stay at home.
we'd
People
stay at home.
leave, stay as long as you can. Eat your
Because
canned dog
you
food.
cannot drive anywhere.
Well, and it's going to be mass chaos out
Yep.
there. You're more likely to get injured out there than if you stay at
Yep,
home. You
people
just have to board shit up and
panicking
get
and-
your guns out and make people
Pull your gun.
afraid to come
Yep.
into your house.
That's it. Hopefully, you have a gun.
We have several.
Well, for those that may or may not, hopefully you got one. And you know, like
Hey, you know what's really funny is they're doing this the same
BB
month
gun
that
is
we're
good,
having
but
the
it's not that
total
good.
eclipse. Like, ooh,
that's coming up on the 12th, I think.
creepy. Not this weekend, but the following weekend.
I think it's 12th.
Because
Right?
I want to go. Fredericksburg is having a solar eclipse party, like festival.
Is that Saturday on?
It
Or
is.
something?
It's a Saturday, and I think it happens at like noon Central Time. So Fredericksburg is such a great place. The vineyard, Beckard Vineyard, the Smithsonian actually rented out their yard so that they could film the whole thing from there because it's going to be
so
such
high
a
up
great
and-
view.
Because South Texas is supposed to be really good until
Yeah.
we get clouds,
I was wondering about
which
that.
is going to happen.
I was like, I
It's
wonder if
gonna
the
be
Lotus will get clouds.
Clouded out. That's everything that happens in Texas.
We need to buy those solar glasses though.
Can't we just use you put a pinhole in
No,
one?
if you wear
and
the glasses, you can actually look at it. You don't have to look at the shadow.
that's what they want you to do.
Then they were going to be like, they live.
The aliens,
Oh, why? So what happens when you watch it through the glasses?
burns your brain cells even more
Oh,
than
well.
they already are. I don't know.
I don't know
Fuck.
either.
What are you going to do? Are you guys going to watch the solar eclipse with your bear eyes or with your human eyes? Or
Boom said I cloud myself out.
it's true. It does.
He said they found possibly the largest lithium deposit in the old Yellowstone caldera
Yeah, but we really don't want to be drilling there or digging
because it's
big
already
giant.
unstable.
You don't really want to be digging big giant holes.
You think they'll listen, or will they be like, it's safe? It's safe. Safe. It'll be another 50 years before it explodes. We'll be dead by then. We're safe.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
We-
safe.
I mean, I've got
Fuck the kids.
I've got great
Fuck the kids.
nieces and nephews. You know, it's like I don't have kids in a game. And they're in New England, so chances are they'll never move out of New England. So if like the West Coast blows up, they're good.
Right.
Like they'll just stay out, and they'll probably get.
Well, they'll
Fuck.
freeze to death because it's going to get even colder there than it normally is, and it's
Well-
already cold AF there.
I don't know. Well,
So it was interesting, and it was very anticlimactic. Like literally 30 seconds later, we were like, okay, where were we? Did you read the message? I like.
oh yeah, I've got it.
I looked at the first two sentences. I was like, whatevs.
I have it somewhere. You ready? This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. The purpose is to maintain and improve alert and warning capabilities at the federal, state, local, tribal, and territorial levels, and to evaluate the nation's public alert and warning capabilities. No action is required by the public.
Do you remember when you say this is test? They used to say this is a test. This is only a test. They don't say that anymore. It was so classic.
Because it's not really a fucking test.
It's a conspiracy.
That was to train us every night at midnight. Remember back in the day? Like on TV
I
when
don't
it
know
would
what
go off,
yeah.
it would have that thing would come up and they would do a broadcast every fucking
and then it
night.
would turn off the static. Would it turn off the static?
Y'all's need to if you're under 30, maybe you're even like 35, something like that, right? You probably didn't hear that, and you need to get a little
education. Go online and
like you need a little
Google,
Cold War.
Google.
You need a little nuclear power plant in your backyard.
Go
training.
Google what happened to the TVs at midnight in 1980.
Because I also went to a junior high that we had to go down into the basement because we had in New Hampshire in Hampton.
Was it bomb shelter?
No, it was a nuclear fallout shelter because the dumbasses built the nuclear power plant on a fault line in New Hampshire, right in Seabrook Nuclear Power Plant. They built that over a fault line that they didn't know existed when they built the fucking thing.
They didn't have the technology to know back then that it was a fault line.
So
you can't really fault them.
So then they retrofitted our 150-year-old junior high.
What is that going to do though?
It was cement and brick.
I know, but it's going to save you while your parents are all dead.
Teachers were good back then.
And then you're going to starve to death because there's 200
teachers
kids.
Aren't good in general
There's
now.
200 kids now that need to be fed. And
I wonder if they had those crackers, like those 100-year crackers down in the
They're having
basement.
100-year crackers?
Like the shit that just never goes bad.
Well, it's definitely not saltines because that goes bad after like 4 months.
But if they're in this,
nope.
The military's got stuff.
Saltine, the vegetable, and it goes rancid. It is nasty.
I don't think they were like in the saltine
Whose
package.
fault?
They're in
Exactly.
like these super heavy duty. It's kind of like the shit.
I'm
we
sure
have
they're probably
downstairs.
not saltines.
No, but they were like it wasn't crackers. They were like these
Cookie, like a
cookie that's super hard.
dense.
I can't think of the name of it, but it's meant to give you like all your nutrition that you need and like
fun.
a couple of like those little cake kind of.
Can you still
whatever.
buy them? Like, can preppers still get them?
I'm sure.
Well, that's what you need. I mean, you honestly need shit like that. It'd be boring as hell. And there might be some days I'd be like, I'd rather die than eat this cracker again.
I'll eat a radiated deer first. Like at a certain point. Like if I run out of all the shit we have, we're a little bit of prepper. Not a lot.
Not a
but
lot.
we got some stuff.
We used to be worse when we lived in Colorado.
Colorado
we got
'cause it was
snowed
always
in.
cold, right? You got to
probably need to
plan for that shit.
replenish some of that.
You got to have a little bit of stuff. You got to have a couple cases of water, a couple jugs of water.
So we have that water that's in there.
I just replaced it. All.
No. In the boxes. What is that?
It's water. It's just water.
In little cardboard boxes and it never goes bad? Or
20-year
what's the
water.
deal? No, it's not regular water.
It's 20-year water. It's just water. Now, would you want to drink it? No, we'd pour it into something and boil it.
Oh,
It's
before you
just
drink
water, but it's like super thick packaging and shit like that.
Okay. I
It's
wonder
not
how
like
old it is.
plastic.
I mean, if we bought it in
10 years.
Colorado, it's already halfway
No,
through
I got that in
its
Arizona.
point.
5 years.
Interesting.
6 years.
Anyways, 100-year cracker. This will
You're
be
a
my
100-year
next band
cracker.
name, Chuck said.
You're a 100-year cracker. There's another medical shortage, you guys.
Of what?
Just got to find it real quick. Tummy aches. People are getting a little out of hand. And this was what I was just talking about with the weight loss thing for the older ladies.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the article to come up. It's taking a second. But doctors alert consumers to laxative abuse dangers and warning signs
Old
amid
people.
ongoing drug shortage.
Oh, but my dad, towards the end, he was always wanting to take a laxative.
That's because his bowels stopped
Jacked up.
moving because he was 88 fucking years old and he ate like shit.
Yeah, but then he'd wonder why he had an accident.
Well,
thank goodness I wasn't there.
Dear God. Amid
This really
soaring
happened.
demand for laxatives, many brands are in short supply across the country. This shortage of polyethylene glycol 3350, the generic name for the over-the-counter laxatives, has people scrambling for alternatives and doctors advising against using them in excess. Dr. Christine Meyer, a physician and values-based care consultant. Why is it values-based? I don't know. In Exton, Pennsylvania, confirmed to Fox News Digital that there is a current laxative shortage. How many fucking people are just taking laxatives? You know how bad
And
that
why
is for
would
you?
you? It's just miserable. Like, it's not like it just makes you go poop. It makes you
Evacuate.
like lose your
I've had
shit. Literally.
2 colonoscopies. You do not want to go through that. I mean, like,
Don't talk about it because I
you've
just
gotta
am
do
signing up.
one,
I'm
and that's
getting ready
fine,
to
but
sign
that's
up for
'cause
one.
age, right? But it's not something you do voluntarily. You do it
No.
every 5 fucking
There's
years.
things that you can do so that you don't have to eat some more fiber, bitches.
Ship your
Oops,
you
I
shipped
shipped
your
my
pants.
Ship my pants.
Most specifically, Miralax and Dulcolax are getting harder and harder, or softer and softer, to find in local pharmacies and retailers. Dr. Pavlo, a gastroenterologist at Gastroenterology Associates of New Jersey, told Fox News Digital that his patients have had difficulty finding the traditional stool
And why would
softeners.
you need to, like, why do those
But so I'm
people
going to
need
give
it?
you right now. The reasons for the laxative shortage, the growth of the aging population is a big contribution factor in the spike in demand. Constipation tends to worsen as people get old. Of course, we were talking about that just a second ago. As a growing awareness of the importance of gut health, people are trying to importance of gut health could also be contributing to the factor. So people are like proactively going to, and trying to shit their brains out. Have you guys seen like on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever, where they have those like gut cleansing, blah, 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 blah. You carry around 20 pounds of shit.
I mean,
with
I
you.
haven't ever seen them, but I know which ones you're talking
Well, you know
about.
what? Everybody has done that for like ever. You haven't died yet.
That's why Selena and I are going to go get a,
Where
do
you
you call it?
stick a tube up your ass. What are those called?
it's not an enema.
Yeah, it's an
It's
enema.
no, it's a,
No, it's an enema.
is it an
It's
enema?
absolutely an
I thought
enema.
it was called like a colon cleanse or something.
Yeah, it's an enema. It's the same goddamn thing, only they're just going to stick a tube up your ass, and then you're going to sit at a table, and they're going to pull that out, and your butt's just going to explode out. That's what that happens.
I mean,
So,
stars do it.
As long as we can get that on video,
We're not getting it on video.
all good. Like, maybe not your ass exploding.
Right. But like
But
the video of me sitting there
I want like a GoPro, like
on what?
18 inches from your face, as they fill it up and as they pull that thing out, and you go, "Oh my god!" and you're just like drooling and shit, right?
It's supposed to be really good for you.
I remember the reason I know so much about these,
Yes.
because I used to listen to Howard Stern, like back in the day when he was good. And Robin Quivers, his co-host on the show,
Yeah.
used to go get coffee.
Yes. Enemas.
Enemas, right? And the caffeine was supposed to stir stuff up more and more and more.
So that you would
But she
poop.
was going like weekly or some shit.
Well, this says like Selena and I were talking about it, and we were like, maybe we go twice a year. Maybe. Unless we see huge benefits. I don't know why you'd want to go more than that.
Okay. This is where it changes. Is it like a, what do you call it? Like a challenge that you're going to do? Like I dare
A
you.
double dog dare you?
Yeah. Right.
Girls don't do that.
Dudes would do that.
Don't totally.
Right. Like I'd go do it.
Dudes would
Just
totally
be
do
like,
that.
you won't fucking do it. No, you won't fucking do it. No, you, and like Chuck will go do it with me. Right. Like we'll go lose 10 pounds and then I'll go to the bar.
And then what if it gives you like a shit ton of energy, makes your gut feel better? There might be some benefits to it
But
that
you're
you're like,
also, I think
I'll
Woom
do
had
this
a
once a
point
quarter.
was you're fucking up your gut biome because you're stripping everything out of it.
well, I'm sure they
So,
give you something to put back in it.
oh, really?
They probably give you like probiotics or something, or tell you to eat yogurt every day for a month.
I don't think the yogurt's going to cut that. So,
I don't know.
gut health is widely recognized as an important aspect of overall wellness. Younger people
What's GACKed? GAKKED.
fucked up, basically. Oh, it get you fucked up. Like so it's kind of like butt chugging here.
Never
Like,
heard of that
You ever-
term in my
you
life.
ever heard that where they'll put like, what do you call them? Like a funnel in somebody's ass?
For
And then,
real- for
fill it with
real?
beer, and it gets people fucked up. Or girls used to like put
They're tampons.
Tampons with vodka
Yeah.
or whatever. Kind of like that. Get you fucked up.
My bestie.
Yeah. Kind of dumb. That'll get you completely fucked up.
I
'Cause
mean,
it
I don't need
bypasses
to
your
be
fucking
buzzed
liver.
that bad
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
CB
CB,
said
we
he'd
can go
rather go skydiving with
I've got
you.
a skydiving story in a little bit. The side effect of certain weight loss medications could also lead to more people to seek out laxatives. So many, I don't know what this means.
Why wouldn't you poop? Why would you poop less with a weight loss
I
medicine?
think people
You
are
think-
trying, they can't get their hands on, or they're trying to find ways. What's that drug called?
Well, DJ said, what did he say?
What's the weight loss drug?
Hard-boiled egg, raw cabbage, Miller High Life in a can, and a Fiber One bar. Problem solved.
Fuck.
I mean, so there's some alternatives.
That's a hard choke down though, right there. Like you're,
Metamucil, just drink
and
2 of
then
those
throw
a
that
day.
shit in a blender
Oh,
because that's the
gross.
only way you can do it.
Well,
And then butt chug it.
I can't do any of that.
Then butt chug it. That's the only way. Right? So, but there's that medicine. Ozempic. Thank you. Ozempic, but it's expensive.
Well,
right?
they have it is
But you have-
expensive, and they have a generic version.
And then
of
you
it.
have people that nowadays, I mean, like body positivity issues are still a big thing, right? Like I'm overweight, I'm underweight, I'm this weight, I'm whatever.
Oh yeah, that's never gonna go away.
Right. So now people started going, oh, there's this thing. I can just take laxatives. But it was never a secret to people that had
Issues,
like, yeah, where
image issues.
yeah, fucking I can't think of the two, bulimia or whatever it was. Right. They knew they
CB
always
said
did that.
Selenium husk, and that's true. That's the same thing as Metamucil. Metamucil is just a different form of it, but yeah. So take that bad boy, tablespoon of that twice a day. You poop your brains out.
No, don't. Do it as you need to do it.
Yeah.
If you can't poop, change your diet. That's really what it comes down to. You're probably eating too much fucking processed bullshit.
DJ said extensive research has confirmed his solution. So I'm assuming he's done this before.
Yeah.
He's the expert on that remedy.
You know what you could also do is just don't eat anything and drink like a 12-pack Coors Light.
What's that going to do? Besides make
just-
you pee.
Nope. It makes you, like, after a while, if you don't eat or drink a shit ton of beer, it doesn't have to be Coors Light, whatever. Drink a bunch of
I
beer.
don't think that's real.
And because you have no food in your system, it starts stripping out all the nutrients in you. And
I
you
don't
just start
think that's real.
peeing out your butt.
I don't think that's real.
It could.
I think that's a swag.
Probably scientific wild
Dr.
ass
Greg
Greg.
swag.
Scientific wild ass Greg. So nonetheless, just keep in mind if you see your
I mean,
kids out
maybe
there,
you should go buy some
Metamucil.
laxative on the side just for those days when you
No.
really can't poop. I would never. Mm-mm.
No,
I took
don't need to.
laxative once when I was a kid because I was really like
It's rare that I
It-
can't go.
it was.
Everybody talk. Everybody
horrible.
has the poop, so don't be embarrassed.
It was
thinking
horrible.
about
I
it
would
or
never
talking
do that again. I think that's the whole
Beer
reason why
shits,
I've been
exactly.
putting off getting colonoscopy because I've seen you go through it twice and it sounded like so much fun.
You get the day off.
And you get really high on the good drugs they give you
Well,
to knock
yeah,
you
you're
out.
kind of a little stoned.
But I'm just not excited about it.
Eh.
Beer shit, Chuck said. Okay, so I mean, this isn't going to be surprising, right? But there was a teacher.
Okay.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Where is she, honey?
Missouri high school teacher is put on leave after school officials discover her page on porn site.
I've got to fix this. You keep talking. I'm going to get this fixed.
A Missouri high school teacher says she's been placed on leave after officials discovered that she was performing on a pornography website to supplement her salary. I want to know who found it. First of all, that's the first question that came in my mind. Like, who found it? Brianna Coppridge, 28, who taught English at St. Clair High School, says her teaching days are probably over, but she knew the risk she was going into when she started it.
True.
She teaches. She's probably fucking hot, dude. Could you imagine having her as your English teacher? She did freshman and sophomore English.
Check your connection over there. Nope. On the link.
Well, I don't have a picture now.
I know.
But I mean, not my fault. We
I'm
didn't.
like,
think
I
about
see
that earlier.
everything said exactly.
So, she was suspended while they further investigate. It was kind of like this cloud hanging over my head. I never knew when I would be discovered. So she knew it was a ticking time bomb. Again, I want to know who found out and if they watched it before they told anybody, and if they're still watching it after the fact that they've turned her in. She did say that she said teaches English to freshmen and sophomore and made about $42,000 last year, according to the newspaper's public play database. She said she earned an additional $8,000 to $10,000 per month on OnlyFans.
So why doesn't she just leave school and teaching?
That's probably what she's going to do now. And she did say that she chose the site because its content is available to only subscribers, and she thought that would help protect her identity. I mean, that's kind of naive. I always wonder, like, what kind of rabbit hole they went down, and they were like, holy shit, is that Miss
Everybody, every single boy
has that fantasy?
There's a teacher they can remember. Mine was not hot.
Okay.
She just happened to be the hottest one in my school.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, I mean, I grew up in New Hampshire.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? So what do you mean, don't turn this into noon or night? This is the bar's open. Okay. So she was super nice. And I worked with her husband at the grocery store.
Okay.
I worked for him. I was like 15, 16 or something like that. And he was probably late 20s,
early 30s.
Yeah. And she was
same age.
Substitute teacher and became a teacher or something like that. I don't remember her name. I remember his name, but I don't remember her name.
Going with the point.
But nonetheless, she was the prettiest one out of them all.
So you would have...
Oh, every dude has a daydream about like banging their teacher. But you also keep in mind, I went to school and I've mentioned this multiple times. I went to the school where Pamela Smart banged the students. Yeah. And then they had the whole murder twist and all that. Right. So it was there early for me. Yeah. It was like 91.
So she does miss her students. She said that's the one part that she does miss. And she does recognize that her teaching career is probably over.
Because you left.
Because who's going to hire her after she's on a porn site?
So now you go full blown.
But she did say her account has gained 100 new subscribers since word began to surface.
A whole 100?
I mean,
at $6 a month.
If she was making 8 to 10,
100,
another 100 for every month.
8 to 10, what? Thousands?
8 to 10,000 a month.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that'd probably be a pretty good bump. Maybe that'd take her to 11 or 12,000 a month.
Do you have the picture of her? God damn it! There's no picture.
There's no picture. I wonder if I could find one on the internet real quick. What was her name?
Probably. What's her name?
I'm looking.
Only 100 exactly.
Brianna.
I'm not.
Hoopridge.
Hey, dude, money's money. But when you have that teacher income on top of that OF income, that's where you're rolling in it. That 35 plus that 25.
She wasn't making that much as a teacher, though. That's the sad
That's what I'm saying. That 35 a year, 35K. With $7 or whatever, $14 an hour.
And she's in St. Clair. Let's see if I can find a picture of her.
I guarantee there's got to be a picture.
I'm sure now there is.
Beth Google's stuff.
Missouri teacher on leave. Oh, she's cute.
Okay, let's see it. Plug it in. Let's see if
Hold
this
on, let me
bitch works.
put images of her.
Should work. Because I think it was a Beth problem and not a Greg problem. This time. Got a picture?
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I have a bunch.
There we go. God damn it. It wasn't me before. Just pick one and just go with it. Pick one. That one on the... Oh, she's a blonde and a brunette, huh?
She's probably wearing a wig.
All right, go with that blonde one on the second left.
The one with both of them?
The one on the second left on the bottom. Second one down.
This one?
There you go. Yeah, blow that up. Just double click on that. Is she... Yeah.
She's cute.
Dude.
Obviously, it's not a wig.
She can make money.
Obviously.
No, don't go through the whole article. We don't give a shit about the article. Scroll back up.
I was looking to see it moved on its own, bitch. Settle.
She makes money.
Yeah, I'm sure. And she's married, so it's not like her husband obviously knows. Maybe he's who she's having sex with.
He's one filming.
No, they do this weird thing where they put it up on the dresser and have it filming them.
Oh, they just throw like a handy cam out on the fucking dresser. It's got like a little They are literally using an iPhone on a fucking stand.
On a tripod.
You know what? Anyone can do that. Make your money.
I mean, you go if that's you. And she says, this thing says she's like, the sad thing is that people can, how does she say it?
They can judge her all they want.
Let's see. No, she said,
I forgot to send myself a picture.
Valerie, she said she didn't want to discount. Let's see. She doesn't know how the district learned of her count, but she said that I know it can be taboo, or some people may believe that it's shameful, but I don't think sex work has to be shameful.
No, it's the oldest profession in the world, right?
Yeah. So she's not embarrassed. You go, girl.
Well, I mean, it's not in the long run. Does it really matter about you, or is it more about your kids?
Well, I doubt she has kids. She's very young. No, she's 28. She's not that young.
She ain't that long.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get this picture real quick.
Of what?
Nope, this is gonna work. I need to switch with you real quick. Because I've got another thing where a dude, fix that, catch that. Where a dude goes, people are fucking retarded. We'll get to that in just a second. Next up, sorry for yelling so loud. My bad. Man has a stomach ache. Man goes to the hospital with stomach ache. Shock docs retrieve 60 household items from his gut.
Wait, what?
Yeah. All right. So that's what I was just going to say. Didn't mean to yell so loud. My apologies.
Wait, what? How many? 60?
60 household items. I'll
Does it
show
tell
you
you
in
what
just a
they are?
minute. Yep. I've got pictures of them. So a man suffering from a 2-year-long stomach ache shocked doctors. 2 years long. This guy's an asshole. Shocked doctors who discovered the patient had ingested at a Home Depot's worth of household items, ranging from buttons to earphones. On carrying out an x-ray, we found lockets, chains, nuts, bolts, earphones, and many other objects inside his stomach. Said Amir, where do you think this is? Amir Singh Kalarar.
In India?
Bing, 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 bing.
Probably.
Director of Moga Medicity Hospital in Moga, Punjab, where the human hardware was treated. Human hardware? I didn't write this. Yep. This is on, of course, New York
Lab
Post.
Bible?
No, it's New York Post.
Okay.
Patient Singh, 35, had reportedly gone to the hospital concerned over his terminal tummy troubles, as he also had a high fever. Medic scanned the problemed area, whereupon they made the alarming discovery. Singh had reportedly consumed roughly 60 jugas. I think that's like trinkets, maybe, including lockets, chains, nuts, bolts, earphones, safety pins, magnets, shirt buttons, and zips, and many more inedible items.
That's weird.
Here's a picture.
I think he like popped them in, looked around, and then swallowed it afterwards, make sure nobody saw him.
For shit, sure, right? So here is the picture of all of the stuff, right? And you go, oop, that changed. So it's got, you're going to see all sorts of stuff. He's got nets in there. He's got like clips. He's got all this shit was in this guy's belly.
Wow.
Right? Can't make it any bigger, unfortunately.
You're fine. That's a lot of shit.
That's a lot of shit, right? The affliction is most common.
I mean, some of those are big. Like, how do you even swallow
most commonly among young children, pregnant women, and people with psychiatric disorders, such as autism spectrum disorder, intellectual disabilities, or schizophrenia. According to the Jam Press, the patient's relatives were unaware of the problem. Dude, there's some other fucking pictures that are pretty gross. I won't share. Unsurprisingly, eating indigestible objects can prove hazardous to one's health.
I mean, come on.
Since he had eaten sharp objects, there were severe wounds in his stomach. So they had to decide to operate on him. Singh subsequently underwent a 3-hour surgery that was presided over by another surgeon, a gastroenterologist.
Okay.
So nonetheless, he's still on a ventilator.
Did they take out part of his inner tube? Intestine? Part of his inner tube?
His inner tubes. The interwebs on him, right? While the procedure was successful, the patient was still not out of the woods. This is as of a couple of days ago. He was still this may be like a week ago, still on a ventilator and is critical.
Okay.
So he got septic and everything else, right?
Yeah.
In an equally peculiar case of pica detailed in July, a London woman spent over $3,800 to sate her clay craving, meaning satiate her clay craving.
She ate
clay, which began when she became pregnant with her son in
It's
2013.
weird. I mean, do you just have like a craving that you can't outrun?
I guess. Well, I mean, we've done stories where people insert light bulbs into themselves. Put one girl put a teacup in her.
Put a missile.
Remember that girl that she was I don't mean girl, woman, put a teacup in her urethra.
Yes.
And it was there for like 30 fucking years. You're just like,
it's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
There's just something a little off, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
When you're eating.
Like those people who you've seen, they eat the foam out of couches and stuff.
I don't know, bro.
That's weird.
It's fucking weird.
I mean, I'm sure I do weird things, but I don't eat weird stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let's hear about your emotional support gator.
Oh, do you guys hear about
because this is the next generation of dumb shit.
Well, no, it really. So I read the article. Shh, stop and let me talk.
Emotional support gator.
So he, emotional support alligator went to see the Phillies, and then he went viral. So this guy, let's see, emotional. So the big story hit because he was invited. He went to see the Phillies. He went to go meet some players, but he got there late. So the lady that invited him and said, well, let's just get you tickets to go watch the game. And they were like, whoa, you can't come in here with that alligator. Whoa.
We got to draw a line.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll. That's the story that made headlines in recent day, thanks to viral photos and videos showing Wally, a 6-foot-long, 55-pound alligator wearing a harness and a leash, and his human companion outside a Citizen Bank Park during a Phillies game on Wednesday night. So this is like a week old.
Phillies.
What?
This is the Phillies game?
Yeah.
Make sure you send this to me because I'm going to send it to a whole bunch of people.
Okay. So he says, but that's not the whole truth. So we were not there to go to the ball game, said Henny, who was 70. We were there to meet the players. We were there to meet the players was what we went there for. And I was invited. I didn't just show up because that's what a lot of people were saying. Who's the idiot that just shows up?
Who's the idiot that invited that motherfucker?
Well, they invited him to meet the players. They didn't invite him to the game per se. But this fucking alligator has 114,000 followers on TikTok.
But nonetheless, your most important asset to the team are the players. You put them next to a Philly alligator.
Well, so it does say
they actually need to change the mascot.
Mascot?
What's the Philly fucking monster guy? Get rid of him.
The green thing? Isn't he the green one? Is he the green monster? So this alligator has posed for photos at City Hall with the mayor of York and visited seniors at local retirement homes. And he was the visual reference for the alligator Loki in the Disney Plus show Loki. I don't remember the alligator. No. He's actually world famous, Henny said, which is how he scored an invite to meet the Phillies. So, anyways, this guy, I mean, he's got a pretty big following. He doesn't bite, apparently.
As long as it's fed well.
Well, so I guess this guy, Henny has been a alligator rescuer. Okay. So he rescues them, gets them healthy, and then releases them. He got...
Where's he from?
Philadelphia?
He better be from fucking
Florida. He lives in Harrisburg. Said... After hearing her rave reviews, the team invited Henny and Wally to Philadelphia, which is about 2 hours away from where they live in Harrisburg.
Why are there alligators in Harrisburg?
I don't know.
There shouldn't be alligators in Harrisburg.
All I'm telling you is what the story is telling me.
Big fucking rescue up there in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
But it does say Citizens Bank Park policy prohibits all animals other than guide dogs, service animals, or service animals in training. The Phillies did say they were going to invite him back, probably to an off-season game where they could spend more time with him. The guy has got this alligator has a ton of. I have pictures though; it's kind of cute. So hold on. I mean, people hold this alligator like a baby. I shit you not. So let me show you this first picture. Okay, turn it on.
You ready?
Yeah. So that's him.
All right. So it's not a giant alligator.
I mean, he's 6 foot.
Okay, growing up as a kid, I had a
that's
good
about
friend.
we bought Mick that he destroyed in 2 minutes. Um,
I had a good friend, but his family was a little unique in that they would build giant like 2x4 and chicken mesh cages
mhm.
in their houses for
Interesting.
big giant snakes.
Ew.
Like big giant.
I mean, to each their own. I don't do
like big
snakes.
giant snakes. We see all the pictures.
Here's another picture of
Yeah,
him
we see him. Yeah.
cuddling. Dad's like,
Yeah.
there's a video. I wanted to show you how people.
Okay, get the video queued
I'm
up.
coming.
But you get to that, and I understand
ready?
there are
Go.
fucking people out there.
So like, he literally takes him around to places, and people hold him, hug him. I mean,
Until that bitch, what's it say? Emotional, fuck off.
they do say. I mean, he's like, you obviously don't play with his mouth or put food in your hand close to his mouth.
Okay, him or Lucy? Which one's going to do more damage?
I mean, they could both do damage. Lucy
Nope.
doesn't have a mean bone in
Nope.
her body, but if we're just comparing a dog to an
Motherfucker's
alligator,
an alligator.
we're just comparing a dog to an alligator. Now, if you're comparing Lucy to any other animal in the world, Lucy's harmless until you try to take her baby, and then she'll bite your head off. If
No,
you're
she
Mick.
won't.
Yes,
If you're the other
if you-
dog.
if
you're
you're
the little
Mick, I
shithead
said-
brother.
I said, if you're Mick,
And all she does is get loud.
she goes. Rah, rah, rah.
Blah, blah, blah.
She's funny. Do that with her food too. She gets a little peeved.
Yeah, 'cause he's always
Um,
trying to steal shit.
But people have had weird emotional, like peacocks.
Nope, that's what
People
it came to
can
mind.
no
And
longer take
fuck you.
peacocks on planes.
Yeah, get fucked. Like with your emotional peacock.
Have donkeys.
Nope. Can't do it.
Goats. I mean,
Nope.
people have all sorts of emotional support. Here's the thing, though. So emotional support used to be able to get into places, and now they're not allowed to, because people started being ridiculous about their emotional support
Yeah,
animals.
exactly. You just want to bring a dog someplace.
Yeah.
No,
That would
sorry, you don't get to do
that would
that.
be me. I want to take my dog. He's my emotional support.
Just let me know if it's a cool place to bring my dog. There's a
Yeah.
lot of places like that. I can bring my dog.
But so I thought that was kind of unique.
We'll save a bunch of
And-
the other stories for Friday night because we'll have a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Let's get into feel goods real
So
quick.
mine is
Pretty gnarly. You have a video
the
of
sky
that?
is. I do. Let me find it. Hold on, real quick.
Where's pretty
Excuse
crazy.
me, as I burp.
Oh,
Where
as
is
you
it?
burp.
Hold, please. I must have accidentally when we were.
It's all good. So
Here we go.
again, it's another India one I have.
It is. It's so man miraculously survives falling under moving train by lying flat between the tracks. We've all like wondered if that really works, right?
As
So
long,
this guy was on a
as long as you're like really thin.
he was on a train to New Delhi, and he hopped off, and the train had to stop at a railway station. So he hopped off to buy biscuits and a cold drink. And when he noticed the train start to pull away, he attempted to run and jump on board, and he slipped and fell between the train and the platform.
Okay.
There is a video.
Did he?
He
Okay.
survived.
But he wasn't between the wheels.
He was between the wall and the wheel.
I was hoping he was between the wheels.
There's
I don't
things
know.
that
Like
come
I've
down.
seen movies of that, like Indiana Jones.
Okay,
and shit
so
like
look
that.
here. So
That video
make this
going?
bigger. Yeah.
Let's see.
Turn it on
Is it
first.
running? Is it gonna
Turn it on first.
It's gonna run him over. Let's see if it doesn't
Watch.
run over. Come on.
So the guy's just sitting there waiting while the train. I mean,
Like, stay still, bitch. Stay still.
he's like, "Don't move, don't move." Okay.
All
I
right.
mean, he's not very. I mean, his skinny jeans show how skinny he is. But yeah, I mean,
And we banged his head. He
he
probably hit
banged
his
his head. He had some small injuries. His clothes, which is probably expensive, in that for him, his shirt was torn and ruined. But the guy got up and walked away.
He moved his fucking hand.
Huh?
Walking around.
Oh, I know. But so I mean, I call that a win, dude.
Fuck yeah. I would say so. Well, I mean, if you're gonna next time,
Don't
hold off for the biscuits.
don't get off.
Chances
the plane.
are you can get some biscuits on the fucking train.
Not in India.
Or is it India where like they're loaded on top of them?
I
they're
didn't
inside
show the
of 'em?
plane. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that can happen as well. I don't know. It didn't say, it didn't show that.
It
though.
did not show that.
My feel good is this 104-year-old lady.
Wait, what? Great. Now I have to live to be 104.
104-year-old grandma, Chicago woman, 104 skydives from plane,
I saw that.
aiming to break record
Yes.
for world's oldest skydiver. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's cool.
Age just number, Dorothy Hoffner said after she landed. Of course, she's in tandem, but her face is pretty cute. Let me make this a little bit bigger. If I can, real quick here. I gotta get the right picture because it really comes down to her face. She's really cute. She's just smiling,
Did you make it that much bigger?
hanging out. There we go. So 104-year-old Chicago woman is hoping to be certified as the oldest person to ever skydive after leaving her walker on the ground and making a tandem jump in northern Illinois. Age just number, she said, of course, moments
That is
before.
cute.
What's that?
Her face.
Yeah,
like,
she's got a smile to it. Yeah, it's cute. So Guinness Book of World Records,
Nope,
oldest
not doing it.
skydiver, was set in May 2022 by 103-year-old Linnea Ingard Larson from Sweden. So she just set the new record.
that's cool.
And you only got so many fucking records you can do for old people.
Yeah.
This is pretty rad.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
She almost looks like a gnome because her hair is all fluffed up and straight up.
You would like
The
pull it.
ones,
Yeah.
the little ones that you would.
So that's
she
my
looks like-
feel good. It's
That's a
like
good feel
pretty
good.
cool,
Yeah.
right? Like hell.
Good for
Right.
her.
I watched a show, quick kind of a couple things if you want to watch a couple things. This Jane Dando, I vaguely remember hearing
Nope,
about this
I don't remember it all.
about 20 years ago. And I may or may not remember it. It could just be like a fake memory. Netflix viewers left frustrated after
looks like the
watching
Brady Bunch
Who Killed
mom.
Jill Dando. No, she was
Jill.
murdered.
You
Jill,
said Jane on
I
here.
meant Jill.
Okay.
Sorry, I wrote the wrong name on. Jill Dando. She was like Britain's number one girl. Like think of news anchor, all of that, right?
Okay.
She did a crime watch show. She did all of these things. That haircut, if you recognize it, right, is
Wait for
the
it to
same
come up
one
close.
that basically Princess Diana had, only she had it just before because they went to the same hairdresser.
Oh, how funny.
Right. So she was murdered on her doorstep,
Oh, wow.
broad daylight. She was super fucking famous, right?
Broad daylight,
Right.
huh?
Yeah. They can't figure out who did it. And that's the frustrating part about like the whole, it's 3 parts, take you about 2.5 hours to watch.
Okay.
Watched it a few nights ago. Really good. Very interesting. It goes through all of the pieces. They arrested one dude. There's nothing I'm going to give away.
Right.
Arrested one dude and they threw it out for specific, like for certain reasons and all that. Like it just didn't add up. Like
Yeah.
new technology came along.
I'm wondering if they've like reran the case with all this new technology to see if there's
they
anything.
continuously do it. But the police over there said, we had our man.
They think the guy they arrested was
Mhm.
actually.
So
Why didn't they keep
So
it?
they just kind of closed it. But she is one of the most famous
Why do they
women
think they had their
in
man?
BBC history. Because
Well-
he had GSR, gunshot residue,
Okay, so she
on
was
a
shot.
jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, she was shot with like a 9mm.
Okay.
But in broad daylight. This dude was kind of had like diminished capacity. He was kind of
Was he obsessed with
Slow.
her? Like, was he a stalker or
no,
something?
he was just kind of like a crazy,
Okay.
not crazy, but he was kind of like I don't know what you call it, like a unique dude. Character.
Right.
He was a character,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Well,
So
then
go
they
watch
should
it.
watch
It's
it.
worth checking out, I would say.
I will say Boom is funny because he said that old lady that skydives said she's only smiling because she thinks she's finally going to die.
She's praying. She's like, but I have to take the other dude behind me.
Yeah.
And that dude's not going to let that happen. He's going to be like, he's going to flip over. There's a whole dude that did this.
So
Saved some
the other thing we
woman.
watched, Jack Osborne has a new show that just
Pretty
started
good.
this season.
Yeah.
It's called Jack Osborne's Night of Terror. His very first guest, because he's going to have different guests on it, was his mom, Sharon.
Perfect show
Osborne.
for Halloween season.
It was pretty good.
It was on
Discovery.
Discovery Channel.
Yeah. We watched that on HBO Max. But
Go
he's
check it
going
out.
to have a different guest every week. So,
Just fun if you're looking for some bullshit to watch.
and then
Feels fun.
tonight is Ghost Adventures big
oh, yeah.
2 hour show.
Zach Baggins.
Zach Baggins. I can't remember what the show
And
is.
he's going to speak like this. Together, we're going to investigate. I mean, dude,
You're
Jesus
very
Christ,
bad.
every G,
Very
he
bad,
can't say a G without just being like,
What do you call it when
choking
you
on dicks.
very bad
Enunciation,
mimic of someone? That's not the word, but what is it called when you mimic someone?
mimicking.
No, impression. Very bad impression.
No, dude, you'll hear it every single time. If you ever watch that.
All right,
fucking
what
dude.
happened today in history?
Today in history, on this day in 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1. the first artificial satellite, which orbited Earth until 1958, inaugurated the space age and heightened Cold War competition between the USSR and the United States. So never forget Sputnik.
Sputnik. You can't really forget that. Even I know
kind of
that
a
name.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people don't know the fucking name of Sputnik. What should we name the bear? That's another name. Boner?
Boney.
Boner.
Bones from like Star Trek.
I put that on the stairs going downstairs, and it kind of looks right over
Oh,
our
it freaked
couch.
me out so many
Because
times.
we've got some like rails that go down, and it stared at her. And then the dogs realized it when they were laying on the couch. And
They're
couldn't
starting,
figure it
Nick
out.
was
They're
starting
like,
to growl.
so
like,
nonetheless,
it was funny. And it
impression of someone missing a chromosome. That's fair. All good. All right, that's it for tonight. It's Wednesday, the
Yep.
3rd, 4th. We lived through
the emergency broadcast.
the 5G wavelengths. Just think about this. Somebody posted this. They were like, the people that shut off their phones are the same people that thought Y2K was going to happen. Remember Y2K?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's going to be the end of the
End of
internet.
the world. You're going to lose all your
Just
money.
the end of the internet.
Systems were going to shut down.
If people start going more crazy, it's because they were already crazy.
Yeah.
And this is just an excuse. So cheers, guys.
All
We'll
right,
catch
guys.
you, Yogi
Have
Boner.
a great rest of the week.
Nice, Yogi Boner.
We're not calling him Yogi Boner.
I love it, though. Cheers.
Thanks, Chuck.
We'll catch
Bye,
you
guys.
on
Have a
Friday.
great rest of the week.
Yeah.
Love you.